If you just hit wide grip pull-ups and you got really good at it, like you got to the point where you could even add weight to the pull-ups and you do a perfect form, not none of this weird kip up CrossFitter shit, but actual good form, locking your arms over the bar, gripping the bar really hard, and then pulling your chin up over the bar. If you just got good at doing pull-ups, let's say you're the guy who just hits pull-ups, wide grip pull-ups all the time, you will not only have a more aesthetic back than most of these people who are putting three different machines on rotation every single week and every single month sporadically looking like crackheads. Not only would you have a more aesthetic, probably better looking back than they would, but you'd be able to also rival them and honestly probably do about as much weight as they do by just doing the pull-up. You'll probably be able to keep up with those guys. And the point of this video is this: you don't need every single machine. You don't need to do every single back machine. Wide grip pull-ups is kind of all that you need. And I'm not even gonna get into like a whole debate with, other lifters that may see this video. You can challenge me in the comments, whatever, if you want to. I understand that using different machines can help target different areas of the back. But what I wanna get across to you in this video is that calisthenic movements, body weight movements, specifically in this video, the wide grip pull-up, targets every area in the back. Maybe some less optimal than others. For example, there's the lower lats and there's upper lats and other different parts of the back. But just this movement alone can target pretty much everything. And if you just learn how to focus on mastering movements, especially calisthenic movements like dips and wide grip pull-ups, you can pretty much mog every other lifter who's doing the recent TikTok trend of using this certain back machine in some weird fucking way in the gym. So let me tell you a story. Ever since I started my fitness journey, I always used wide grip pull-ups. Like I always did wide grip pull-ups. And the way wide grip pull-ups work is they actually work the lats. If you see, even in like in my channel, you will see in some videos of me with like my back muscles. Some of you may have even seen like my actual personal Instagram, which I've made private now, or you may have seen my old profile picture on my channel for those of you that have followed me early on in my YouTube career, or just other parts of the videos where maybe even in this video where I clip like a snippet of my back. My main workout is wide grip pull-ups. It's wide grip pull-ups. Like I remember it was roughly 3 or 4 years ago, and I started using like other machines. And this was back when I was trying to, at some point, I was trying to be like a TikTok influencer and do fitness on there. I honestly, now I can't fucking stand TikTok because I think people on there aren't really too intelligent. But I used like one of the lateral pull down machines for the weight, one of the lateral pull down machines. This was the first time that I used it at this Anytime Fitness. I remember walking into the Anytime Fitness, setting up my camera, and I couldn't really use the camera too well because I didn't have a tripod at the time. So I asked this girl to hold the camera for me while I was in the gym, and she agreed to do that. So I load myself up on the weight. I load myself up on the machine. I shit you not. I put my hands on the bar. The weight was sitting at roughly 165 pounds. I do the motion. It goes down like butter. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm doing the form wrong. So I look up a form guide. I make sure that my legs are completely seated against, and that I brace my core, and that I squeeze my scapula, and and make sure that I'm not like jerking the weight back. I completely extend my lats, completely raise my hands, and do the cleanest form that I could possibly think of to make sure that I'm just not cheating. At that time, it was 200 and something pounds. I'm thinking there's no fucking way. So you know what I decided to do? I can measure my own strength. I'm at the point where I can pretty much measure my strength. I know exactly how much more I can overload, how much more weight I can put on myself, because I've been doing this for 10 years. I do the max weight on the machine. I put the max weight on the machine. 6 reps. 6 reps. At this stage in my fitness career, I was only doing pull-ups with a 45 plate hanging off of me. At this stage of my fitness career, I'm doing wide grip pull-ups with 2 45 plates hanging off of me. If you see in my videos, especially on my back day pull machine, I'm doing that weight with 5 plates now. All I do is pull-ups. And my point is this: I'm not saying that pull-ups is the meta workout. I'm not saying any of this shit. The meta workout, the most optimal, whatever. I'm saying that when you master, the takeaway that I realize is that when you master A simple movement, it will carry over into every single workout that you will ever do. And so with that being said, we're going to talk about wide grip pull-ups, because wide grip pull-ups will carry you in your back muscles, will carry you in your back workouts, will carry you throughout every single workout. And honestly, in my program, I make that shit mandatory. It doesn't matter if you're overweight. It doesn't matter if you're skinny. I don't care. You will master wide grip pull-ups if you want to look aesthetic. If you're new to my channel, my name's Chike, and I've built an aesthetic body because I've been a natural lifter for roughly 10 years of my life, and I've just been a gym rat at heart. And because of this, I want to teach you the methods and the ways and tips and tricks and the mindset to actually becoming a gym rat yourself so that you can become aesthetic just like me. And the reason why is because, well, you need the mindset to become fit, to actually have the body that you want. And you've been conditioned, and I honestly think people have been conditioned in this day and age to be sedentary and to just act like lifting is this huge grandiose thing. Oh, I need this program, I need this diet, I need this and that. I'm not even going to sit up here and tell you that my program is special, but I'm going to tell you that it's different because I'm teaching you how to actually become a gym rat, how to actually progressive overload, and to make it a lifelong decision. And I'm going to give you the no bullshit reasons as to why a beginner like you doesn't need all this fancy shit and where your thinking is wrong. I'm actually here to start a movement. Like, I'm here to start a movement for men and women too, to have a paradigm shift with fitness and resistance training, to just have the common sense gym rat brain that I have click inside of you so that you can get the results that you want. I'm not here to give you how to build muscle fast bullshit. I'm not here to give you that. I'm actually here to just give you the basic true facts of the world that fitness influencers nowadays don't give people. They don't give people the common sense aspect of fitness. So I'm here to give that to you. When you think about a rock climbers, when you see their backs, they're actually known for having not only the strongest grip strength, but they're actually known for having probably some of the most aesthetic, strongest looking back muscles ever. When you think about the rock climber though, what do you think his signature workout is? If someone put a gun to your head and said, you need to become a professional rock climber, and by next year, if you haven't become a rock climber, I am going to come and kill you, what exercises do you think you would prioritize? It would be grip strength, sure. Grip strength, so probably your forearms. But as far as your back goes, you will master the wide grip pull-up. These rows, bent rows, the machine where you do other variations of different rows and other stuff like that with cables, sure, maybe. It's like the 80-20 principle. 20% of the effort that you do contributes to 80% of the progress that you make. When it comes down to back development, wide grip pull-ups is put in the category of that 20% of the workouts that you do that contributes to 80% of your progress. Yes, other machines, they do contribute to your back growth and your back development. They do make you look aesthetic and all that other stuff. But without pull-ups, if you can't do better pull-ups, even if you do those machines and all this other extra junk, if you can't do pull-ups, your back isn't really going to look that aesthetic. And you're not going to have the strength that you need to even level up in those other workouts and those other routines. The guy who can do pull-ups flawlessly and train himself in that body weight movement will look better than the guy who's mastered the machines in the gym and the isometric machines. But when you think of a rock climber, what does a rock climber have to do? He has to move his own body weight and scale large rocks. When you look at the rock climber back, look at them. They look insane. They look amazing. That is the ideal aesthetic back muscle that you need. That is only achieved through mastering the pull-up motion, being able to master your own body weight. Because not only that, pull-ups, the body weight movement, the calisthenics movement, like all calisthenics, they burn more fat on your body. Let's forget about functionality. Let's just focus on looks just for a second. Aesthetics isn't just having muscle. It's about having less fat in comparison to the lean mass on your body. If you're skinny, you don't have a lot of fat on your body, but you're not aesthetic because you don't have a lot of lean mass on your body. If you're fat, whether you have a lot of lean mass or not, we don't know because we can't see it because it's under all that fat. You want to get to the point where you change your body composition to having more lean mass and less fat mass. If you add calisthenic movements, calisthenics burn far more fat and they work your core at the same time so that you can actually look more aesthetic. So my point of this is you need to do calisthenics movements. You need to do wide grip pull-ups. There was even this challenge or something. There was this YouTube short or this video of this rock climber competing with these famous bodybuilders. There's this rock climber who could compete with famous bodybuilders in strength, like powerlifters in strength with the back machine. This regular rock climber, he looked smaller than they did. He still looked aesthetic, but he looked smaller than they did physically because he's now like shoving a fucking fuck ton of calories and bulking every 5 seconds. Literally did the exact same weight that they did. And the biggest thing, the reason why I'm making this video and the main point why I'm doing this is not to shit on other back machines. I think that they're great. And like I said, I do them anyway, but I'm a freaking demon at pull-ups. Like I'm a G when it comes down to pull-ups. I can do pull-ups with 2 plates on my hanging off of me. I haven't even tested out 3 plates. Sometimes I add 2 plates with a 45. I mean 2 plates and a 25. Sometimes I do that. But my point is that those back machines at your beginner stage, if you're a beginner, they're pretty much irrelevant for you right now. You don't need to hit those exercises right now. You're better off leveling up the pull-up before you get to those back machines. You can do back machines. I'm not saying you can't do it. I ain't finna show up and arrest you, bro. I'm not finna point a gun at your head or post you on TikTok or whatever and call you an idiot. I'm not finna do all that, right? No one's finna look at you weird. And some people do that nowadays. But there's been many times when like I'll see this guy in the gym and he's doing a certain workout and he's not doing it right. There's even not really a whole lot of weight and he just looks kind of silly. And it's like I'm looking at him and I'm thinking he would be better off learning the calisthenics movement, because the reason about that is because those movements build a strong foundation for you to level up into other exercises. When it comes to fitness, there's multiple exercises that target the same shit. All right, you got the rows, you got the inverted rows, regular rows, you got pull-ups, you got the cable pulls, you got the lateral pull down machine. You got all these different sorts of exercises and they all kind of generally work the same area. Sometimes they're different more or less. But if you level up in one of those exercises, they will contribute to all the other exercises. But the thing is that some of them are just on higher difficulty level than others. You can do them, but your progress in them will be slower. It'll be better for you to just do the basic foundation ones first and get really good at them and then take it a step further. That's why I actually in my program, and that's why I love it, because I think it's literally just perfect for you guys. I have a template where it takes all the exercises that I like to do. It's really all the exercises that I've done in my 10 years of fitness. So every single exercise that I've done in my 10 years of fitness, I have links to different shorts that show you the perfect form for them. And then I rank them S tier, A tier, B tier, F tier to see if they're, for beginners or not, and to give you my personal input on them. It's a whole template, and I made it just so that people can understand what workouts will be ideally for them in their stage, depending on their circumstance. So if you're interested in that, top link in the description. You want to keep life simple. You want to keep training simple. You don't want to overcomplicate training. It's more simple for you to just find a pull-up bar, to make the workout easier, to get a resistance band, and then to just do pull-ups and call it a day and just progressively overload that and then move on to machines. And then after that, and once you get good at it, you can add weight to your pull-ups. I don't know why calisthenics YouTubers and other calisthenics fitness influencers, they act like you can't add weight to shit. A calisthenics influencer that I really like is Ian Barsiegel. He does a good job of explaining and actually representing what calisthenics really is. He's the only calisthenics person on the internet that I actually take seriously and respect, to be honest, other than probably some other Ukrainian or Russian creators. But you can always add weight to your pull-ups. You can always add weight to it. And I recommend you start doing your pull-ups at low reps. Use the correct form by actually gripping over the bar, kind of having like this part of your palms on the bar and pushing up with the bar actually reaching like over right under your collarbone right here. And just be careful not to overload too much weight and be careful not to injure yourself. When I do my weighted pull-ups, I just do 5-6 reps and then I call it a day. You gotta be willing to embrace these uncomfortable body weight exercises, because once you do, one, you're gonna end up liking them anyway. And number two, your body is gonna look far more aesthetic. You're gonna burn far more fat and your core is gonna be far more attractive, guy or girl, than any other person that is a gym rat or takes fitness seriously at all. Because one of the things that makes me stand out amongst other gym rats is that you see other guys and they're strong, they're big, but they just kind of have like this clunky kind of fatness, sort of like slowness about their build. There's this unimpressiveness. You don't really see the definition of their muscles. They don't look very lean. It's because they don't get good at body weight exercises. And that's what I hate about all these fitness influencers online, man. They bloat fitness. Like they kind of just they bloat, they make fitness seem bigger than what it is. I love fitness. Y'all know, like I love the gym. Like y'all see my freaking physique. I'm about to go to the gym in like an hour and a half. I love the gym, but it's not that big of a deal. A lot of them make it seem like it's far more complicated than it needs to be. And I could just imagine for guys like you who just started your fitness journey, you're just beginning, and then you look up how to do workouts and you see 90 different creators. This is how you build your arms, and they're giving you 70 different workouts and all these other different things. And it makes you feel like you have multiple avenues to choose from, and then you have an analysis paralysis. You're just stuck with analysis paralysis, and they just don't sum it up. They just don't just sum up fitness and just give you a basic guideline, structure, narrow path to follow, the real no bullshit approach. And that's just exactly what I'm going to give you, because I'm so sick of seeing these. This is the most optimal form guide. 8 to 12 reps. You got to eat above meat. All this other extra analysis, optimal shit. It's just like, it's not that deep. Fitness has never been that deep, but it's like they get you and they bait you into following all this advice that you never really even needed in the first place. Like, that's the funny thing. I've actually gotten a better physique than some of them online naturally. Keyword naturally. These guys that are on steroids, they look amazing, but that's not me. That's just not my lifestyle. I care about my testicles. But it's like, not only did I achieve a better physique than some of them naturally, but it's like all the advice that they give, all the advice that they teach y'all, I never even had to follow that shit. Like, none of that shit I never even fucking heard of, dude. Some of the workouts that they're doing doesn't even make fucking sense to me. Like, some people are like laying on the bench like this and doing like different like shoulder raises, like the Jeff Nippers, like super optimal. And I got nothing against those guys, but it's like, you're missing the point. I'm honestly not gonna try and sell you a routine or none of that. That's why on my course, like I have a module where it talks about what I do, but that's why I actually give you a template so that you can choose, and I give you the guidelines of how to format your workouts to make it better for you. But I'm not gonna tell you you have to do X, Y, and Z, because fitness should be fun and it should be simple. God has given you a body. Improving the body isn't going to be some crazy hard task. God wants you to be fit. The creator, the universe, or whatever, Mother Nature, whatever it is you believe in, wants human beings to take care of themselves. They didn't make it difficult. So I'm going to give you the no bullshit approach, because I honestly think that fitness is super bloated and oversaturated. And you're never going to see me tell you a whole routine and all these different super specific ways to do X, Y, and Z. No. You do the workouts that you want to do. Don't injure yourself, and do correct form, and follow the basic guidelines that I teach on my course. Follow the basic guidelines that I'm going to teach in my YouTube videos anyway. If you want to learn more, go ahead, like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.